G'day. This is Mike Molesky. I'm going to start streaming these new Champion Motorsports Thursday sessions. I am an announcer for the E-Seniors guys, but I race with this Thursday group once in a while. But I thought I'd start streaming because I have a hard time getting two races going in the same week. So anyway, again, my name is Mike Molesky, and we are going to get going here soon. Normally I'd show the standings, but today's a practice race. Maybe next week if I do it, I will do that. So I'm going to sign on like I usually sign on. Remember, sim racing is a sport, so that makes us athletes. Yes, we are athletes over 50 years old and love racing. And today we are at, I'm just fixing my microphone here, hold on. We are at Oulton Park. I'm going to go straight to the race here because I think the qualification has just started. And I am on the... oh, hold on, I'm going to get rid of something going on here. I got to get off of Discord. I hope you didn't hear that. And I'm going to turn the game audio. Just getting all ready here. So we have got Chris Moses in the lead right now for the, I believe you guys call it the gold group, gold and silver. And let's get on with Chris Moses to see where he is in the lap. I'm going to find him first. This big long list of people. Where is Chris? Still haven't found him. Chris 36. Why can I not find him in the list? Well, I'll find somebody else. Jonathan, where's Jonathan? There's Jonathan. Jonathan's on the track. So this is a GT4 race. Most of the people watching will probably be aware of what's going on in this league, but for those who aren't, GT4 this season for this group. I know many of the drivers because I race in E-Seniors, and many of these drivers are also in E-Seniors. There goes Jonathan Wood, just knocked the bumper off, and now he's knocking all the cones off. I think he's trying to gain an advantage there. Okay, so what do we got for... so Chris Moses is currently the pole position holder in the gold category with 141. He's got an 8.8 second lead over Jonathan Wood, who we are watching. I am going to put up the race gaps, the session best relative here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Yes, that is what I want to do. And that's Delta. So there, in the next second column there, we're going to see how the driver is doing based on his best lap. So if you look there, number 5, Roger Jackman, he's got a 0.6 lead over his best lap, so that should make him in the 0.12s. That'll bring him into 4th place probably. So I'm hoping you guys can see. Yes, you can. And if you're on, I know there's David Craig's on the stream listening. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to try and find some people here on the grid. I still can't find, for some reason, Moses. Where is he? On the list. There he is. He's number 1. He was hiding there. There he is. Here's our podium leader. And I know Chris in the familiar Mercedes is leading by a significant amount. Actually, Jonathan Wood cut a little bit into it. He's only up by 0.55 now. That was 0.8 a second ago. Who's having a good lap? John Sutherland up by 0.2. Who hasn't put in a lap yet? Schreiber. Who am I going to look at here? Well, Mr. McLennan, Mike McLennan, he's got a good lap going. Where is he? There he is. And there he is in his familiar blue and orange wheels. I know that livery from other racing. So he's got a 0.4. Where's that going to put him? That'll put him up at only 1 spot. Very interesting that you guys are racing GT4 this year. Kind of fun. A lot of people like to race it, or say they do, and then they don't show up for the league races. So Oulton Park's probably a pretty good place for a GT4. So McLennan, how's he doing? He's coming up to the last few corners here. Again, that is going to put him into 6th place. Chris Moses is still out there with the fastest lap. Jonathan Wood's not improving. I believe you guys do 10 minutes of qualification. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, because I know a few people said their friends and family are going to watch, so 40-minute race, 1 pit stop. A minimum of 25 seconds for the pit stop. You do not have to take fuel, which would take a little longer. And tires, if you take tires, it's a 5-second more to change in the pit stop. Let's look at Thomas Rainier. He's got a good lap going. Where is he in my list? Hard time finding him. Let me just change something here. Bear with me for a second. Anyway, Thomas Rainier, where is he? There he is. He had a good lap going. He's got points. Oh, he just lost it all right there. I know his livery. That's the Martini livery. He had a good advantage going there. Now it's Mr. Jackman. Where is Mr. Jackman? He's right there. Mr. Jackman's got a great time going. That is going to possibly move him up into the podium. He's got a pretty, I don't know, Roger. Interesting livery there. Pinkish. 0.7. Oh, that is going to bring him up into third place for sure. Where is he in his lap? He only has a few more corners left to go if he can hang on. If he can hang on, he's got it. Through the last few corners. The corners are up in the left-hand side on top. This is called straight number 4, coming into Lodge. And he has a nice hit just missed the apex by a foot or two, but good job. Oh, wow, he's got a great time going. 0.8 up on his best lap. That's going to bring him up into third place. There it is. Good job, Roger. Don't know you from other my racing. Whoa! Spun out there. I don't know if that was a little inattention. Get off the track, buddy. And Jonathan has got a better lap time going. 0.1. He is midway into his lap. So he doesn't need very much. 0.2 already. Come on, Jonathan, you can do it. Take a look, listen to my levels here. Yeah, my levels are still pretty good. What am I doing? Microphone across here. Hold on. There we go. What happened to Jonathan? Jonathan's in the pits. What did I miss? I was doing something with my microphones. I missed it. Missed it. Went to the pits. Is that because, yes, no more time left. He did not finish that lap. So our new guys are going out. This is who's got Michael McLennan has got a good time going here. That's his last. Where is he? Halfway through the lap. That's his last lap. He's up 0.8. That will bring him up 2 or 3 spots for sure. That'll bring him into, if my math is correct, close to. He might hit podium. Maybe not podium, but he'll hit at least 4th. How's he coming around the last corner? Clay Hill is the name of the corner. Here he comes, and that Porsche, doing a good job in that Porsche. Mr. McLennan did it all in the last lap. Got his tires working. He lost a little bit there. He's down to only 0.6. David, I'm hoping the sound volumes are good. Just give me a note on the. Here we go. Where is he going to end up? Not 9th, that's for sure. Lost a little bit on that corner. There he goes, 5th. Thought maybe he'd make it into 4th. No, not quite. He needed a lot more for that. All right, so now we got our other guys out there. We have 22 people on the track today. Let me find somebody. There's Neil Leader. I think he is the first guy out. Yes, he's the first guy. I'm not sure if this is the out lap or it's a hot lap. And the Kit Kat livery. I hope I've got most of the liveries. Yeah, I know it's a short season, David. So how's my levels, volume levels? Is everything good on the stream, David? So Neil Leader is going to set the first time right here for the silver group. And here we go. Woo, he missed that apex. That's going to nullify that. So Brian Banks is out there. He's just starting a lap. That nullified that. Yeah, Brian Banks right behind him in his familiar black and red. You guys all use the same liveries in all your different car models and leagues, I see. Good to see. That helps me recognize. I know just about everybody here. Either they have been are racing in E-Seniors or have raced with E-Seniors. And I believe I'm calling this correctly, that with CMS, Champion Motorsports Series, run by Mr. Mark Sutherland. Thank you for letting me broadcast your races. I enjoy broadcasting also. It's kind of fun. I like to watch the races anyway. Might as well broadcast. Why is my speaker? I can't hear myself talking right now. I am assuming it's still good. Quickly take a peek at my levels. Yeah, I'm still levels good. I can't hear myself for some reason. Oh well. Oh, there we go. Now I can hear myself. Good. Oh, Brian hasn't set a time yet. Where is he in his lap? He's coming around the last few corners. Down straight number 4, it's called. It's probably got a better name than that. Here we go, through Lodge. That is the last corner, Lodge. Here we go. He's going to set the pace for the silver group. Here you go, Brian. There you go. 3 seconds off the pace of the leader. Here we go. Now we're getting times in here. Yes. I'm going to put the numbers up to make sure I've got all the guys. No, I'm not going to put the numbers up. That's good. So we've got Eric Jack is in pole position, followed by Arthur Burns, Brian Banks third. So I'm going to find Mr. Jack, Eric Jack. I do not know him. He has got pole position, and he's improving on it. Who else is improving on their times? Probably just starting their laps. 0.4. I'm just looking at the gap there. Yeah, no problem, David. I like broadcasting. If I'm not going to race, I might as well broadcast. Brian's got a 0.5. Brian's got a good lap going again. But Mr. Jack is just flying. He's 0.3. He's going to bring himself up into the gold guys there with that time. Let's just watch him. Let's try and find the right... and let's go into the cockpit for a change here and listen to this. For whatever reason, I am not getting desktop audio. The sound just died, didn't it? What is going on here? My desktop is not working, so you guys are probably not getting sound from the game. I'm not sure why. Just give me a second to try that, to try something. Never had that happen before. There you go. Now you should have it. All right. Back in business. Sorry for you to have to see that little setup problem. There we go. We're driving. We're back on with Mr. Eric Jack. And what I'm going to do here, just going to get myself reorganized here so I can see what's going on. This is the wonders of live broadcasting, folks, when you have a trouble. Okay, so Mr. Burns, he is halfway through his lap and improving tremendously. You can see there on the leaderboard up by 0.7. Who else is going to improve his position? I don't see anybody else doing tremendously. Mr. Gianni. Let's find Mr. Gianni here. Follow. He is up. As you can see, 0.4. That will bring him a couple of spots. But Burns is just burning it up there with that lap. We watch him here. He's got 0.7 up on his previous lap. But this Mr. Gianni here, he is going to improve in up 2 or 3 spots at least. We've got 3 minutes left in qualifying here for the silver group. And Mr. Paulo here is he is coming on to last couple of corners. That's Druid's corner. Druid's corner. Everything is good there, yeah. I'm just checking all my volumes and stuff. He's still up half a second here. He's going to go through Deer Lap. Here we go. And he's going to set it up with 17th. He jumped into 13th. Oh, my math was totally out there. Holy smokes, that is third place, I believe, in the silver category. Nice job there, Paulo. And Mr. Leader's got a lap going. Let's just jump on with him. There is the Kit Kat again. He's up by 0.2. That he'll jump him at least one spot. Yeah, just one spot. He's got a long way to go in his lap yet, though. Mr. Kevin Torrance back there in 21st place. Had a good lap going. Ken Schmidt. Know that name. Seen his bumper a lot. He is up by, let's just jump on with Ken here. He's up by quite a bit in his lap. He's up 0.8. So that will jump into him into about 17th place. How is Ken Burns is still out there? Or Arthur Burns, sorry. I know Ken Burns. We all know Ken Burns. Oh, sorry. Gianni is... Brian Banks has got the lead here. I'm going to put the numbers up for 1 second. Just to make sure I've got the correct grouping. So there we go. So silver, yeah. Mr. Burns, Eric Jackson, 4th place now. 5th place in the standings. Arthur Burns is next. And Brian Banks is the third guy. Okay, so... Go back to the section best relative. So Neil Leader. Oh, Neil just jumped into 2nd place. Boy, I didn't do my math very well there. Nice job, Neil. So he is in the pits now. He's given up because he's only 38 seconds left. So this is the last lap for all these guys. Ken Schmidt, who we're watching, he's up 0.8. That will put him into 2 or 3 more spots. Where is he in his lap? He's coming up to the last few corners. There he goes through Deer Leap. Here he comes. They're going to put him up into this 19th or 18th. There he goes, 19th. Who else is still out there? Eric Jack still out there. He doesn't need to improve on his time, although he is. Wow, he's just flying out there in that. What car is he in, actually? I think he's in a Porsche, isn't he? I'll take a quick peek what he's in. No, he's in an Aston Martin. All right. Oh, there he goes. That's it for him. Mr. Gianni Paolo, he's got a little bit better lap going. That will not improve his time. He's got a long way to go yet. He could very well do it. Ken Schmidt still improving again. 0.7. That he'll jump him a number of places. So he's got a great lap going. These guys putting in great laps. Where am I? Ken Schmidt. There he is. There is Ken. Come on, Ken. Camera catch up. There he goes. Ken's in a McLaren. He has got a long way to go yet. Paul Gianni, he lost his time. So let's see here. Ken Schmidt going to pull something off with the last lap in quali. Oh, he's good. Good job under pressure. Oh, huge, 0.7. That's going to jump him into right next to Banks. That's like 4th or 5th in this category, up in the 14th place. If he can hang on, down straight number 4, through Lodge Corner, and then he's got 1 more corner to go. Doing a great job. I think he might come into 14th place there, which is about 4th place in his division. 15th, just behind Mr. Banks by 0.7 hundredths of a second. So there you go. There is your leaderboard. Let's just bring it right up to the top here. So, let's see here. We'll get that leaderboard later. I'm going to jump to the screen here, and I'll talk a little bit instead. Well, there's my wonderful face again. That's where I look like. Again, I've got just a quick and dirty set of logos there for you this week. Just quickly put this together. What can I tell you? So yes, I race in the E-Seniors League, not the greatest racer in the world. I'm in the bottom category of we have 3 categories in E-Seniors. I'm way at the bottom, but I just love racing. And I do driver interviews. If you go onto my channel, you will see most of those things. So please go onto this my YouTube channel and subscribe. Then that way you will get warnings when I am broadcasting. I'm just going to fix something on the mic here for a second, folks. Jumping a little bit into the red. Bear with me. There, that's a little bit better. So yes, I broadcast both E-Seniors. I do driver interviews for E-Seniors, but I'll start doing driver interviews for you. I probably interviewed a few of the guys in CMS, so you might want to look at that. They do interviews with just talking about them and their life and how they got into sim racing, what they do for a living. So yeah, they're about an hour long, so it's quite fun. What else can I tell you? So I'm probably going to do, I might do all the races, but I might actually join you guys on practice days and then concentrate on race days for the broadcast. Only a couple of you watching there. But anyway, remember, if you're going to watch it tonight, later, lots of the guys watch the race later. Please do subscribe, because it helps my channel. Not that I'm not that many subscribers, but it helps my channel, but also gives you the ability to see all the other stuff that I've got going. All right, so let me see if I can get this ready here for your viewing enjoyment. Hang on. We are a couple of minutes away from the start of the race. Normally what I would do would be put up the, and I'll do that for the league races, the actual points races. I'll put up the standings, and that'll be before the race. Got started a little bit late this time. What else can I tell you? Oh, let's talk about Oulton Park. Oulton Park. This is in Cheshire, England. It's about 8 kilometers from Winford. I don't know, Winsford. I don't know where that is either. But this is a 2.6 mile track, or 4.3 kilometers. What else can I tell you about it? I can tell you GT4. Let's find out the GT4 lap record. No, I have this here. Guys are starting out their lap, but hold on for a minute. Let's see if I can find the GT4 lap record for you guys. GT4. GT2 I can see. GT4 lap record is set in 2022, 143.059, set with an Audi R8. Interesting. All right, so let's go on back on track here, and let's do a grid walk. Grid walk, my favorite thing. There we go. Starting grid in first place, number 36, Chris Moses. I've seen that guy before on the podium. Next is Jonathan Wood in a McLaren. Third place, Roger Jackman. In fourth place, Thomas Rainier. In fifth place, Eric Jack, I love the livery. Gamely Racing. In sixth place, Neil Leader. Eric Jack is the top silver guy. In seventh place, Michael McLennan in the Porsche today. In eighth place, Richard McSharpenberg. In ninth place, Eric Arthur Burns. In 10th place, Mark Sutherland. And I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. Hang on, I'm sorry about that. That's a little bit again of what happens when I don't do the right things, but let's just keep going. I'll go back to the top when I have to. This is Eric Schreiber in 11th. In 12th, Harrison Nolan. In 13th, Daryl Kruger. In 14th, Mr. Brian Banks out of Canada. In 15th, Ken Schmidt. In 16th, Pablo Gianni. In 17th, Randy Zimmer. 18th, Joe McCabe. 19th, Michael Cortez. In 20th, in that Aston Martin, Kevin Torrance. In 21st, Frank Radosti. In 22nd is Lee Ellis, and I'm going to go back to the top for a second here. Some of those guys I missed. There's Eric Moses, our leader. Jonathan Wood in second place. Roger Jackman in third place. Thomas Rainier in fourth. Eric Jack, the front runner for silver, is in fifth. Neil Leader, Michael McLennan, Richard McSharpenberg. I think I had all these guys after. So let's just go on here. And Chris Moses, we got to get going, get ready for the start. They're coming up to Lodge, which is only one more corner. Let's get ready. Let's get ready for racing. Let's see what kind of start they get. I'm going to go on to Helicam here, see what it looks like in Oulton Park. Here we go. Let's see what kind of start, if Jonathan can get ahead. What kind of car is Jonathan in these days? Quick peek, he's in a McLaren. Chris Moses in the Merc. There we go, green light, we're racing. And Chris Moses stays in the lead. Nothing too much happening there. Everybody's in good shape. Not too much side-by-side action. Let's just keep going down the grid, see if there's any accidents. Oh, somebody went over. There's a little bump. And the guy did the bumping that came off. He's got the worst of it. Let's see anything else going on. Nope. So that was Mark Sutherland, I believe. Look at that. He is the one that took the worst of that bump. All right, let's get back to the front. There's Jonathan trying to hang in there with Chris Moses. These two boys I know quite well. They are leaders in many leagues. Great to see them in GT4 cars. All right, let's just see. I'm going to put, I don't have the right stuff up here. Let's just put car number, and we got to put race gap. There we go. That's our race gaps. Who's close there? Thomas Rainier is hanging in there. This is live gaps, by the way, not like the replay if you've ever done that. And I hope I'll catch any action. I'm going to be watching that tower to see if anything happens. McSharpenberry is pretty close to McLennan. And it's not that things are spreading out quite quickly already. Ken Schmidt is in behind Kruger. And also, let's just see where, I'm going to put pit stops. I'm going to put a pit stop up, hang on. There's our pit stops. And anybody changing position? Not really. Things are spread out pretty good. Down here with Mr. Cortez, that's a pretty close, oh, there's Cortez and Zimmer up ahead of him. This is a good grouping. Let's just watch this. I gotta find a good camera. Every track has a good camera. So it looks like Cortez is taking a crack, or no, it's Zimmer taking a crack at Schmidt. Schmidt goes off. Oh, and spun off. No, that is Mr. Nolan. Let me go through and do a replay of that. Get my replay button working here. And that's not working. So this is a replay. I'll tell you in a second when we're back to live. Just go to Helicam. So we are on board with Harris Nolson, and this is where he goes off. Spun off. Does he try coming back? No, he doesn't. And the guy that was next to him in the red car jumps in there too. We got 5 seconds left in the replay mode. Just hang on. I'll have a good transition for that replay in a second. There we go. Back to live action. Let me find somebody to look at. Zimmer. Mr. Randy Zimmer. He's approaching Mr. Leader. Trying to get by him. The classic Mr. Zimmer move. On a corner, just jumped down the inside. And that's a great pass, actually. Mr. Zimmer, we know very well. Randy loves to do that move. Just going to take a second here. Let's go back to the front. You guys can watch that while we're on board with Mr. Wood. And looks like Moses is way ahead. What happened there? He's already 6 seconds ahead. Jonathan must have had a problem. 6-second lead on Jonathan. Holy smokes. We just got to get some buttons working here. For some reason that's not working. Hang on. replay button not working today. Try that again. No. Well, I'll tell you when I'm in a replay mode. Mr. Cortez has gone off again. Let me try and find him. Sorry, I lost my mouse for a second. Mr. Cortez is off by himself. Let's do a replay to see what happened to him. Mr. Cortez is the... Not sure what... Oh, he's the blue car. Oh, broke himself. Spun. He's gonna... Oh, he's stopped in the middle of the track. Oh, those cars are just getting over him. Wow, that almost caused a number of issues. Wow, glad I caught that. He got stuck right on the track in that corner. Man, that was scary for a bunch of people. And we are going live in 1 second. There we go, live. Let's go through the top here. There is Mr. Moses. He's got a 7-second lead over Jonathan Wood. There is Jonathan in second place. Third place is Thomas Rainier, not that far behind. Fourth place in the race overall, but Eric is in first place in silver by a long shot there. And let's go down to some action here. Roger Jackman, very close to and past McSharpenberry. I'm going to go back 10 seconds to see if we can catch that pass. Right here, I may not have gone back far enough. That is Jack. No, we're back to live action. We're on with Jack. Looks like Mr. Kruger's already in the pits. It's got Mr. Schmidt and Paulo Gianni are pretty close together. Let me go into cockpit for a change. Ooh, and up ahead there's something going on. Gianni is right after Brian Banks. Is he going to pass him? Side-by-side action. Oh, they're going behind the trees. Let's see if we can find it here. And he does pass him. Good job. Those GT4 cars, they take a long time to get going. And looks like Brian Banks has got a whole mirror full of Ken Schmidt. And Zimmer's not that far behind. So this is a good grouping. Let's see if I can find a better TV camera. There we go. So Zimmer's right back there, and just behind him is Leader. Leader's back on Zimmer too. Get on with Zimmer. Oh, looks like Arthur Burns is off. What happened to him? Let's go back 10 seconds. Oh, I just missed it. Just missed it. Just off a little bit. Now we'll go back to action in a second. There's Randy Zimmer. We're going to jump in. There we are, live action here. There's a grouping of 4 cars. Very close action here. And that is Nolan behind 3 of them. Let's go to Helicam for a bit. Helicam's not that great. What's happening up here with Zimmer again and Ken Schmidt? So these 4 are just on top of each other. Now Zimmer is behind Ken Schmidt. Find a good camera angle. Yeah, David, Randy Zimmer knows that inside move out. You really got to block him out. There's no way of, you can't let him have a half a car width. He's going to sneak right in. Oh, and look at that. Ken Schmidt went off. Ken Schmidt went off. Just skidded out there. He's trying to get back on. And look at behind there. There's a pretty close action. Ken Burns. What? Sutherland was in last place. He's trying to catch up here. And he's got Sutherland, Mark is in that blue car. And Burns is all over him. Right behind him is Nolan. These 3 are good. Where else have we got some close racing? Up at the front. The gaps are still about the same. McSharpenberry's not that far from Mike McLennan. That is for 5th place. So just in terms of the league groupings, gold is up there 1, 2, 3, and silver. Eric Jack's got a significant lead over his next driver is Paulo Gianni, and Brian Banks bringing up the second part of that that podium. But Arthur Burns is all over the boss there, and Mark Sutherland. Mark went a little bit wide. Let's see if Arthur can make up some time because of that. He's right on his tail. Going on the inside, Mark goes wide. Wide again. And Sutherland goes through. Mark loses 2 spots. He lost it to Nolan also. That going wide really cost him. And now Nolan is trying to make a move on Burns. He's got the inside. Not going to, took a peek, didn't make it happen, but Burns went wide. Let's just see if, let's go to Helicam here. If Nolan can make it up, he's trying to. Oh, a little tap, and Nolan went off because, or Burns went off because of that. No, sorry, Nolan went off and he lost 2 spots. There's a little tap and that made him go wide. But now Burns has got Sutherland on his tail. Oh, some heavy action here. Heavy action. Great action, actually. And McLennan, something happening up here. McLennan is trying to get Pye. Mick Sharpenberry, I don't know if they changed positions or not. Gonna go back 30 seconds here to see if that changed. No, the 2 wouldn't work together, and I can't. Once I do it, I can't stop. So these 2 together, very close together. Oh, look at that. Mick Sharpenberry does go by. That is a pass. We're still in replay mode here. So yeah, that was a pass by Mick Sharpenberry on McLennan. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. And we are just about, there we go, back to live action now. And Schreiber is on Jackman. This is a grouping of 4 here. So at the top, as you can see, there's a lot of gaps, a lot of spread, but there's lots of action here. This is the 4 grouping. Anything can happen here. We are 11 minutes into the race. And we have another watcher on here besides David Gregg. Say hello. Put yourself on the chat just to say hello who you are. You don't have to chat, but just say who you are. Say hello to you. All right, things are happening here. Where else down here? Nolan and company. Try and find Nolan. Where are you? There we are. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, they're pretty far apart. Ooh, Jackman is making a move. Where am I? There's Jackman making a move. All these 3 groups. Jackman's in the middle. McLennan in the lead, and Schreiber. Eric Schreiber's behind him. Eric's making a goal. He outbroke himself. The late break. That did not work. Cut through the chicane. That's Knickerbrook. Look. Oh, and Jackman had a little skid there, so that put him back. So now he's going to have to make up some time. And let's go back here to find Mr. Leader. He is on, oh, my buddy Brian Banks. Mr. Banks lives in my hometown. We have met a number of times. He is a member of the Porsche Club. I can take credit. Oh, Schreiber and Gianni just changed places. Oh, Schreiber went off. That's what happened. Schreiber went off. We're watching him there now. He's off. Let's go to back 30 seconds and see what happened. This is Schreiber. A few seconds ago, he was trying to catch up. And let's just see what happened to him. This is replay mode. Oh, off onto the grass. Just skidded out in that mighty Merc. I think that's a Merc. No, that's an Aston Martin, sorry. Mighty Aston Martin is going to get back on track. Careful of that grass. We've got a few seconds left. Boom. This is going to be live. There we are. He's back on track in 14th place. Lost a number of spots. Nolan also changed. Oh, Nolan's in the pits. Nolan's in the pits. We are 13 minutes in. That's a bit of an early pit. That's a bit of an early pit. Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman. That's a famous actor, not a racer. There's Jackman. He is coming up on McLennan still. So I think those 2 changed positions a couple of times. Jackman's taking a peek. Let's go to Helicam, take a look. Not going to make that stick. Oh, yes, he is going to make that stick because McLennan goes off onto the grass. There's a change of position. These guys are on both in gold. So that is change in the league. Brian Banks, something happening here. He is just past leader, I believe. Let's go back a few seconds and watch that one. There is it. There's Brian is behind. That That's Schmidt. I don't know if I caught this pass or not. It was the other way around, I guess. Those two, he might have passed Schmidt. Or sorry, Leader must have passed him. That's Leader there, right? Yeah, I didn't go back far enough. I think Leader passed him. But Banks is still there, right behind him. All right. Fast and furious action here. I'm loving it. Hello, Andrew. Oh, Desmuir. Friend of Eric Jack. Oh, there you go. Stay with us. This is fun. He's been involved in it, hasn't he? He is he's up there in the nosebleed section with the gold guy. Look at this action here. I'll get some time on Jack in a second so you can see him go around. But Leader's giving Banks a run here. Here they come. There they go. Go to Helicam because he's coming around. And who is behind Leader? That is Ken Schmidt. Leader's got some pace, it looks like. Leader's in an Alpine. And Brian, what is Brian in? Brian is in a Porsche, of course. Mr. Porsche. Oh, I took a look. He took a look. He had to brake. Leader did. Because he didn't want to hit Brian in the tail end there. So that cost him big time. Cost him some time. We got some action with Burns here on Kevin Torrance. Burns is in an Aston Martin. And Torrance is in what? Also in an Aston Martin. Torrance goes off. I do not believe they hit each other. But now Torrance, or Burns I should say, he's got Sutherland behind him. So that's Torrance just went off. That was pressure. That was pressure, I think. And up ahead here, Frank Radosti from the U.S. He is on Eric Schreider's tail. But just because we've got you, Andrew, there, let's give you some looks at Jack, Mr. Jack here. I'll give you a little bit of a peek at Eric. I'll even show you what it looks like inside his cockpit. This is Mr. Eric Jack. He is the leader in the silver category by a long shot. He was the pole position holder in qualifications also. And let's just watch him in his Aston Martin. Eric is from the U.S. Many people here from the U.S. A few Canadians, I know. Given this is evening North American time, it's like Schmidt just lost a bunch of positions here. I'm just going to jump down to Mr. Schmidt, see what happened to him. We were on board with him. We'll go 30 seconds and we'll go to Helicam. We're on replay mode here. Something happened to Eric. There he goes off the track. Oh, went around the bollocks there. And he's doing some grass cutting, but didn't lose it. Pretty straight. No, hang on. Watch that throttle. Oh, now he's just cutting grass. Spinning out. Gotta get back on track. And, whoa, that's a little bit close. Ooh, he lost lots of positions there. All right, we've got 4 seconds left in this mode. And let's just jump back on with Eric Jack. There he is. Let's watch some TV camera him. And that beautiful Aston Martin. He is doing a great job. Looks like he is the cat's meow in the silver category. He's probably in the wrong category this track at least. In 4th place in the race. Up there in the nosebleed section with the silver guys. I'm just going to run down here the whole leaderboard. There is Mr. Chris Moses. I'm going to try and find a good angle. There's Chris. He is in the lead by 9 seconds, followed by Jonathan Wood in 2nd place. We're almost halfway through the race. In 3rd place is Thomas Rainier. That is the grouping for, let's see, 4th place for silver is Richard McSharpenberry and Roger Jackson. Now let's go into the silver category. Now that was gold. And in the lead is Eric Jack by a long shot. He's probably 25 seconds ahead of the 2nd place in this category is Paolo Gianni in the Chevrolet. Look at that. That is something. Not too many people in the Chevs. In 3rd place is my buddy Brian Banks. In 4th is Neil Leader. In the Alpine, great job for the Alpine. And in 5th place is Frank Radusi in the Porsche. All right, let's look for some gaps and some racing action here. I don't see too much racing action right now. We're going to start seeing some pits. We've got a couple of people. Randy Zimmer down there in the green in 2019 place with that green little bar. If you haven't noticed before, guys, the numbering system, the number has the class that the driver's in. So that white is the gold class. Looks like Eric Jack just lost a position. No, he is going into the pits. That's what's going on. All right, so there's pitting taking place. So our first place guy right now is still Eric Moses. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, the number shows the class. White is the gold class, and gray is the silver class. The number right next to them is whether they have pitted or not, how many pit stops they have left to do. And of course, the next is the gaps between cars is what I'm showing in the lead there now. I'll just throw up for a second, instead of numbers, I'll throw up the manufacturers so you can see where they all are. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to put manufacturers right here. There's a manufacturers. We got a couple of Alpines up there all right now. We got to watch. There's a lot of people who have pitted. So there's 3 Alpines in the race. 4 or 5 Porsches. 1, is that a KTM? What kind of car is Ellison? Let's just take a quick peek. What is that car? I'm trying to remember what that symbol means. I think it might be a KTM. I'm not sure. We've got a Chev, and I believe that is a Camaro. It's a McLaren's, of course, Aston Martins, but it looks like there's a pretty good grouping you guys have here. Not a lot of, only one Merc. That is Mr. Moses. There he is, Mr. Moses, just in the pits right now. So Jonathan is ahead, but at the moment he is leading. However, he has not pitted yet. So we've got lots of splits around here for pits because of the pit stops. Everything is out of whack a little bit. Where have we got some action going? Schmidt is in with Torrance. Let me put the car numbers back so I like watching battles between people that are actually battling for position. And this is a battle for position between Ted Schmidt and Kevin Torrance. Is only a second apart. And Eric Jack. What happened to Eric Jack? He was in a lead quite a bit. Are we on with Jack right now? Yeah. Eric has not pitted yet, and yet he is in 7th place. That's a little bit interesting. I thought he was up there. We might have missed something that happened to him. We got Burns up here and Frank Radosti. These two are battling for position, so we're going to see who blinks first and who pits. These two are battling for position in the silver class. And so let's just watch what happens in terms of who's going to pit first, and whether the guy behind will. We're into the 22nd minute of the race. And I'm just going to take a look at my volumes here. My volumes are pretty good, so I should be okay. Turn down the race a little bit. That race sound is pretty high. Oh, look at this. What am I missing? Burns has passed. Is that a pass? That is a pass, I believe. I just blinked away there and something happened. So let's just see what happens in terms of pitting, coming up to the pit entrance around the next corner. Let's just see if Burns pits. Jonathan Wood has pitted. No, he's coming out of the pits, I think. And no, these two guys did not pit yet. The strategy in this league with somebody jabbering there. Saw a car in front of these guys that didn't exist. I don't know if you're going to see it on the stream or not. I'm watching the stream at the same time. I saw a car ahead of these guys, which is something kind of weird. There he is again. That car is jittering big time. Yeah, you guys are seeing it on the stream too. I don't know what that white car is and what the problem is. Certainly it got some lag because that's the game interpolating there. I'm not quite sure who that is. Let's see if I can go ahead. Let's just give me 1 second here. So that car ahead is Jonathan Wood. He is just came out of the pits, but his car is quite jittery. Jonathan, if you're watching this, we've got some issues lag time wise. Okay, so what happened here? Did someone go into the pit? We are on board. Maybe that's me jittering right now. There we go. They're on with Arthur. And Radosi is quite a bit behind. I bet you one of these two guys is going to pit at this point. So anyway, guys, going back to... oh, Ken Schmidt just went off. Let's see what happened to him. I got to get back into the mode here. Go back 30 seconds. We are on with Schmidt. He is the blue car. Hits the curb there. And he's got Thomas right behind him. That's why that's an issue. And let's just see what happens. He has an issue. There he is. We're back. We're in replay mode. There he hit the grass. Just grazed Thomas and almost knocked him out. But knocked himself out big time. We got 5 seconds left in replay mode. Just hang in there. And there we go there. Michael McLennan. Boy, we've got some nasty, nasty jattering going on. And I'm not sure if that is me or if that is the driver's lag time, but look at that chattering going on in that car ahead. So we're nice and smooth on here with McLennan, but Jackman might be having some issues in terms of lag. All right, who have we got? Who have we got that is close in the list and racing with each other that has not been pitted? Schmidt's in the pits. We've got McLennan, who still has not pitted. That's who we're driving with. He hasn't pitted yet. Where is he in his lap? He's halfway through his lap. You must pit at some point. Don't have to take tires. That saves you 5 seconds. 40 minutes is not quite sure what 40 minute stint does on these tires. Who have we got that's close by? Let's look for Brian Banks here. There's Brian. He was 1 second behind Neil Leader. There's Neil just coming into the picture now. Let's go on board with Brian for fun. Brian in the Porsche. Great looking Porsche. Let's watch the revs on the Porsche. The rev Porsche and the GT2s. I'm not sure how high. They sure rev high in GT3s. That was 7,000 RPM. There's Arthur Burns just going into the pits now. See how high these revs get. 73 is the highest I saw there. Comes a longer straight, or the big straight coming up, going through Deers Leap. There's the long straight. 67, 70, 72, 76 is what I saw. Where is he shifting? He's shifting up in the 76 category. So there we go. What have we got? We've got Mr. Kruger. Where is Kruger? Right here. Did he just pass somebody? Well, he's got Burns right behind him. I'm not sure if that was a pass or not. I think it was. And we've got Lee Ellis coming up on the boss, Mark Sutherland. Got the names over top of people's cars. It's not usually something I like to do. Let's see if I can get that off. Not really great TV action when you can see that. Let's get back onto... There, we get rid of the names. But Lee is trying to get ahead of Mark. Just about everybody has pitted. Our two top guys, Chris Moses there, that is Chris is lapping somebody. And Jonathan is in second place, 15 seconds behind. There is Jonathan. Oh, let's get onto TV mode here. There we are. There is Jonathan zooming by the camera. There he is. In third place is Frank Radosti, and he is in first place. He hasn't pitted yet. He's in first place on silver. Third place in the race. Third place right behind him there in gold class is Thomas Rainier. Chris has still not still not pitted, or if he did pit, it didn't count. I thought I saw him in the pit. That's interesting. He must have pitted. I don't see penalties here, so if somebody gets a drive-through or something like that, I do not get to see that. So, although Frank Radosi is in first place right now, Eric Jack is in second place in silver. I thought Eric was in first place a while back, so something must have happened that we missed. Thomas Rainier just went off. He's back on. There's Thomas. All right, let's just find some racing action. Well, down here between Mark Sutherland, Lee Ellis, and Kevin Torrance, these three cars, they are all not racing for position. Sutherland and Nolan are, two blue cars. Let's just get on board with Mark there. The blue car and the red car, I guess. Well, Sutherland's 2 seconds behind. The guys behind him, Torrance and Ellis, these two guys are racing for position in their own classes. But Chris Moses looks like he has not pitted yet, and he needs to. And Eric Jack needs to pit, as does Frank Raduski. We've got 9 minutes left. They have to clear that pit stop requirement. Yeah, Chris has pitted. Thank you, David. I thought he did. I thought he was in the pits, but it shows on the board here that he still has to. So, are you seeing something different on your screen? Thomas Rainier is right up Mr. Radosi's butt. They are in different classes, so I guess Radosi, what is his first name? Frank did not want to race with Thomas. He just let him go by because they're in different classes. That is often a very smart thing to do. You don't need to ruin your race because of that. Brian Banks down here and Neil Leader. Leader is the red car. Brian, these two guys are racing for position. That is probably for third place. So this is a big deal. Last spot on the podium. Okay, Radosi's the only one who hasn't pitted, somebody says. So yeah, so Eric Jack will be back in the lead once Radosi is pitted. So my leaderboard is not showing the correct pit stops. That sometimes happens. So this is the best race right now for position 4 in their own class. This is Brian Banks on. There goes Radosi in the pits, I bet. Looks like a yellow there. That might be him pitting. Hope he didn't go off. Oh no, he did go off. He's probably going to pit now. Let's see. Yeah, he goes in the pits now. Let's go back to Brian Banks and Neil Leader. Brian lost a little bit of time there. He's down by a second now. And let's go over to Kevin Torrance and Lee Ellis. These two guys are battling for position. Even though Mark Sutherland is the first blue car there, that is not for position. And Ellis is quite a bit behind the next place in his class, which is Burns. We've got 7 minutes left to go. Thanks so much, David, for catching me on those pit stops. That was a little bit confusing for me. So yeah, Raduci's going to drop down. So now let's just go over here who is leading where. If I go on with Chris, I'll see the top. There's the top of the leaderboard. Chris Moses, Jonathan Wood, and Thomas Rainier in first, second, and third. Spread out quite a bit, even though Chris is probably going through back markers there. And in first place in the silver category is Eric Jack. Let's just put him on, give him some love on the camera. There he is in that blue Aston Martin, Gamely Racing he's called. And he has a significant lead over his nearest rival, which is Eric Leader. But Leader and Banks are going for second and third, and here is Banks and Leader. That Brian is all over him, so this is the greatest spot here right now for positioning. I'm not quite sure why a little bit further back to somebody close by. That's close. I'm going to stay with this one because this is for second place in the silver category. Well, maybe I will jump to Ellis and Sutherland just for fun. That is the big... Oh, what is that car, David? I can't see what kind of car that is. I'm not sure what that label is for Lee Ellis. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I forgot what all the GT4 type cars. He is all over John Sutherland. Looks like Kevin Torrance is coming up behind him. Kevin, that is for position between Kevin and Ellis. So that is Ellis there, and then Torrance is in the Aston Martin. No, that's McLaren, sorry. And who is behind him? No, that's Kruger. Sorry. Where am I? What did I get mixed up here? There's Brian. Lee Ellis. There we are. There's Lee. And Kevin Torrance is right behind him. There he is. Torrance is in Aston Martin. So these three guys, wherever they are, those three are in close proximity. But Torrance is racing Ellis, and Ellis has kind of gotten bottled in a little bit with Mark. Let's just get back on with Brian and Neil for second place. Brian just can't get any closer. Not sure why David Kruger's showing red. I'm not sure in terms of these two, what class Kruger is in. He could be just unclassed and just racing in practice mode. I don't know. Sutherland just got passed by Lee Ellis. I'm going to go back a few seconds, 30 seconds here to see what happened. We're on board with Sutherland, who's leading there. But in a second, Lee Ellis is going to pass him. Let's go to Helicam, see what it looks like. What happens to Sutherland? Ellis is coming right behind him here. Just got a great exit. Now he's trying to get side by side, and looks like Sutherland just lets him go by. Does not want to race with him. Now Torrance is right behind Sutherland. We're back to live action. I wonder if Mark is going to let Torrance go by so he can battle with his own class. Ooh, Nolan went off up there in the grass. He went off on the grass. Yeah, Kruger's a new driver. Thanks, David. Geez, I should get you on the mic here and you can help me out. I have a feeling Sutherland might let Kevin go by so he can battle with his own class. That's always a good thing to do. You want to ruin your race in your own class. What's going on with Brian here? Brian just can't quite get up. He's putting a lot of pressure on Leader. If Leader makes a mistake, Brian will be going by him, that's for sure. Brian has lots of patience. Lots of patience. Oh, Janetta. Ah, that's the one I was missing. I knew that I would recognize it. Not sure if Brian's the only Canadian in the race. No, Thomas is a Canadian. As I said, Brian and I have met a number of times. Haven't met in a while though, Brian. We have to get together and have a coffee with all the Porsche Club boys. I'm not a Porsche Club guy. Oh, McLennan and Zimmer. Something happened here. Zimmer's off. Let's do a 30-second. There's the Zimmer trying to cut in the inside. That's a classic Zimmer move on McLennan. It's not happening. Didn't happen that time. Zimmer tries again. There's a right-hander coming up. I'm sure Zimmer's going to try to outbrake him. That is a classic Zimmer move. It's not. Oh, he hit the grass. He hit the grass, and that caused them to come together. So Zimmer took the worst of that one that time, that's for sure. And we'll be back in live action right here.
Man, the leader is on the final lap.
Leader is on the final lap. Leader is on the final lap. So there he is, Mr. Chris Moses. Let's just watch inside the cockpit with Mr. Moses, who's been leading from the beginning. He had a significant lead in qualification. Let's just look at the best lap. Well, you know what? Not that great. His best lap today was 142.68, whereas Jonathan Wood, who's in second place, his best lap was 142.7. So those two guys were quite close, but I'm not sure Jonathan is able to maintain that pace because his last lap was 143. But anyway, here we go with Mr. Chris Moses to take a quick peek at his nice livery in that Mercedes. Not a scratch on it because nobody's been close to him all day. Chris. And in second place, Jonathan Wood. There is Jonathan in the McLaren. And I'm going to try and get Chris coming over the start-finish line. Ooh, there's some exciting action down back here with Mark Sutherland and Ellis. But these guys are not, I think it's just Torrance trying to get ahead of Mark so he can get a crack at Nolan. Anyway, let's get back to Chris. Coming up to a few more corners, and straight number 4 coming up is the second last corner, Lodge corner. I'm going to try and find the right camera so I can see him go over the start-finish line. Should be the right one here. There he is. Here is our leader and winner, Chris Moses. There's this green flag. Coming up is Jonathan Wood in second place. Good job, Jonathan. He's way up there. These top three guys had huge gaps. Here he comes over the start-finish line. Maybe we'll get a flash from him going through Deer's lead. Just look at that lead that Chris had on Jonathan. I'm going to see if this is the... I guess we missed the start-finish line for him. Here is Rainier going over it. Do we get flashes? There is the green flag right there. And next is Eric Jack. And Eric wins the silver category. There goes the straight. That is the start-finish line right there. Followed by Rick Sharpenberry. And in third place, Banks. Or in second place, Banks. There is Brian for the silver category at his second place. See how far back these guys are. Here we go. Coming around second last corner, Lodge corner, and then Deers. Ooh, Brian goes a little wide. Deers leap. And there is our second place finisher, followed by Paolo Gianni in third place. So there is our top three podium, our top three guys have podiums for each guy. So let me just put my face back up here. So that was the race, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll get a little bit better at some of the names, and I'll try and get a little bit better graphics. A little bit black in the background there is not the greatest color. But anyway, so we'll see you next week at Oulton Park again for the actual points race. We'll do that this all over again on next Thursday for the points, and we'll talk about standings then. Bye for now. Signing off, Mike Molesky again. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like at least, and that will help my channel. Bye for now. We'll see you all next week.